You have any children, sir? No children?
Here you go, Mr. Neverson.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Let me see them. They're kind of dirty, eh? Let me just...
I'll clean them.
I don't think you can see much through those. Okay, hold on. Clean that up for you. Is that better? Check it out. Tell me, look at him and tell me if he's good looking.
No, if you say I'm good looking, it's because they're not working properly.
I don't know. All right.
Done.
All right. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everything went well for you also. So can you tell me what happened since you were taken into custody in Trinidad Tobago till now, up till now?
I really have nothing to say still about that either.
Pardon me?
I have nothing to say about that either.
No, I'm not asking you about the
I
case,
know,
sir.
but
I'm only asking you if
no,
when you were taken into custody in Trinidad.
I do understand your question. I very do clearly understand your question, but I have nothing to say about that either.
About what?
I have nothing to say about that. What happened in Trinidad and what happened here. I don't wish to say nothing about that.
Okay. You don't want to give your side of the story?
No.
No? Not at all?
No.
Okay. But I'm not asking you about the case.
I understand you. I just don't wish to discuss that either.
You don't wish to discuss when you were taken into custody in Trinidad up until now?
No.
Were you well treated though?
I don't wish to discuss nothing about that. All I wish to give is my name and my address. So,
Okay.
with all due respect.
Okay, I understand. Are you okay? You seem to be you seem to
I'm
be
okay.
shaken.
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you needed something to drink or something?
No. I'm alright.
Okay. Are you a religious man, Mr. Neverson?
I don't wish to discuss all that either. I don't wish to discuss all that.
You don't wish to discuss that?
No.
Do you think that there's a difference between man's judgment and God's judgment?
You should know that if it's so to you.
I know what I believe, but I'm asking you what you believe.
Well, I know what I believe too. So what you believe, you keep it to you, and what I believe, I keep it to me.
Yeah, I was gonna share with you.
You can share with me.
Yeah.
I may not wish to share with you.
No, exactly. But you know what I believe?
Yeah.
I believe that the judgment of God is more important than the judgment of men at the end. Because it's the final judgment.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Because whatever laws that are made by men are made by men, and that tells us everything, right? What's important is how you feel inside about what you did in your life. That's why I feel that way.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you feel the same way?
That's a good perspective, you know what I mean?
Do you feel the same way?
No, I just keep my opinion to myself, you know. I just want to keep my opinion to myself, my belief, you know what I mean?
I just want to see what kind of man I'm dealing with right now, between you and me.
You want to see?
Yeah.
But you deal with a man, a normal man.
Yeah. No, I know that you lived in Montreal, Septimus, but I'm just asking if you ever lived, let's say, in Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton, or anything like that.
I live nowhere else.
Always in Montreal. Okay. And your kids in Trinidad, are you close to them? Aside for, trying to teach them the right path and stuff?
Forget about them kids and them, no, man. You know what I mean?
Did I read right in your letter that you had 5 kids?
Yeah?
Am I correct to say when I read your letter...
Which letter you read I have 5 kids?
You had a letter with you that I'm assuming that you might have written in jail or there wishing your son a happy birthday.
Oh.
And, and telling him that you were proud about what he was doing at school and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I think you say hello to, and then you say, one of them is his mom, I'm assuming, and then there's 4 other names. So I'm assuming maybe brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my children.
You have 5? So is that correct to say, or?
Yeah, that way serious, so that's what it is.
So you're pretty prolific as far as children are concerned. How many do you have altogether?
7.
7? That's a nice family, 7 kids. You find that to be overwhelming sometimes?
Oh, nah. God bless you, you know. No. God bless you, multiply and be fruitful.
Yeah. Is it a big expense for you, like 7 kids, like, or can you make do pretty much with not too much in Trinidad, or?
You see, 7 kids is not really 7 kids with one person.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I knew that you had a daughter in Montreal,
Mm.
but I didn't know that. I figured your other kids were from the same woman in Trinidad. I heard another story about that. Speaking of kids,
Oh, you hear all them story?
yeah, I heard that you're one of 23 children. Is that true?
Eh? You trying to do some research on me or what?
Like I said, I did my homework. I saw that there was an incident in your life in the late 80s. I forget the year, 88, 89. I'm gonna say you ended up going to jail for some kind of homicide here. You appealed it. You won your appeal. The Crown went back to appeal. Anyway, from what I could see, I don't remember how many appeals and counter appeals there was, but it went back and forth and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, you ended up pleading guilty, I think, to 3 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were sent back home to Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was reading the file, I was saying, oh, this happened, appeal, go back, appeal, go back. I almost felt in the end, I wasn't there, but when I was reading it, I almost felt like in the end you probably said, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm just gonna plead it out and get the hell out of here in a couple of years and call it a day.
Correct is right.
Is my reading of it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because after a while, this went on for what, 10, 11 years overall?
Yeah.
So you must have been like, you see what I was telling you before about a court case lasting 10, 11, 12, 13 years?
Mm.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I'm right. You in the end, you just said, screw this. I'm just gonna take the pill and get the hell out of here,
Mm-hmm.
right? How did that whole episode make you feel? I'm gonna say that you were probably, very discouraged with the judicial system.
You seem to be a psychologist. You have a psychological degree.
A lot of people call me a psycho, but not a psychologist. Believe me, I don't have a psychology degree. Yeah. How did that whole thing make you feel about the system here?
Just the way you sum it up.
I sum it up pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm right when I say that in the end you just said, you know what, I'm done fighting this thing. I'm just gonna do my time and get the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take that opportunity to go to school or anything like that?
In jail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you finish your?
Nah, I never finished it, but I went to school.
Did you learn anything good? Anything valuable?
And a few things, yeah. Just build on why I already know,
What would you say was the greatest downfall of our system when you went through that?
Prejudice.
Prejudice by the police or by the system in its whole?
By both.
So you feel you were unfairly treated because you're a black man?
Yeah.
And do you have examples that you could give me of why you felt that way, or is just a gut feeling that you had?
Huh?
Is it a gut feeling? Like,
Not a gut feeling. The reality is there. I just like to go back through them things. I put them things behind me.
the way I see it, you paid your, whether you did it or not, it's none of my business. I was a young kid when that happened. You paid your debt to society, and that it's in the past. It's in the past. But I'm just saying that in a man's life, in your path of life, when you look over your life and all that, it's still something significant that happened in your life.
They can't do me nothing. I done so my time, but it was a set of lies. The police lied.
Okay.
They lied to put me in jail. Because, but anyway.
No, but it's interesting to know because it's part of your path. It's part of who you are today, whether you like it or not, right? It's part, sometimes things happen, Septimus, and I've seen this. I've been sitting in this chair many times. You know, you're not the only guy that I've been boring with my speeches throughout the year. And a lot of guys tell me, they say, look, you know, whether I was there or not there, or whether I did something or didn't do something, sometimes shit happens, whatever it is, okay? And sometimes people want to give you a greater role than you had. Sometimes people want to give you a lesser role, you know? Usually if it's positive, if it's something positive, people want to take all the credit and give you a lesser role. When something negative happens, when somebody fucks up, whether it's at work, committing a crime or whatever, people tend to want to give you all the responsibility and take the least possible. When something good happens, people want to take all the credit and leave you in the dust. That's usually what happens, you know what I mean? And in a case like you lived in '88, I'm sure it's the same thing, right? Because I read the case, I know there was another person involved and so on and so forth, but I'm just saying, I'm not really interested in the case, I'm more interested in how it changed you as a man.
How it changed me? That
Yeah.
particular case?
The case,
And
that 10-year aftermath of it.
You see, that case, I will tell you what other case do. That case make me a man. That case is what give me courage to go to God.
It's plain to see when you look at her.
It's plain to see?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Boy. She look like somebody I know good, you know. She smiled catching me, you know. She look like somebody I know good, boy.
I can tell you, her father's a very spiritual man.
That Candice? That my daughter?
Yeah.
Boy, you making joke, boy.
No.
That my...
That's your daughter?
You serious?
I'm dead serious.
Nah. You know how long me see my daughter?
Pardon?
Long time me see my daughter.
You probably haven't seen her since, what, 2009 maybe? 2010?
Longer than. She ain't said look like she, boy. She ain't look like she.
You want it?
Yeah, thanks. She ain't look like she, boy. I don't have no pity on my daughter. Who's that?
I don't know.
Eh? Like that Candice.
What?
Like that she?
Take a look with your glasses.
Wait, like that pity in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Who's that, boy?
I don't know. You remember when you got caught at the airport in Toronto when they sent you back in 2010, I think?
Yeah.
You had that picture in your phone.
Eh? Who is she, boy?
Is that your wife in Trinidad?
No.
With your kid, no?
No. I know who she is.
Who is she?
That's a girl down by me down there.
The what?
A girl down by me, Nita. Then I'm my wife. I'm watching the tattoo and she on.
I was wondering if she was your wife. I was going to say, boy, you got a young wife.
Nah.
No. I thought she might have been your daughter too, and that could have been your grandson or your... No? She's a friend of yours? Or?
Nah, you know what happened? That picture was in the phone.
Yeah.
Somebody want to take the phone and take out that picture.
Pardon?
Somebody will use my phone
Yeah.
and take out she picture and put it.
Okay. But you don't know her?
Yeah, I know she.
She's from your neighborhood?
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Okay. What is she doing walking around with a towel on her?
That's normal thing in China. That's normal
Right.
thing. Nothing wrong with that.
What if the towel falls down?
No, it won't fall. You see tucking on top there.
Okay.
You see? Me know this is what I do. Boy, look at it. Hey, boy. How long me see this little girl, boy?
Pardon?
I say, how long me see this little girl?
No, how long?
Why, years me see she, boy.
How long? 5 years? 10 years? 20 years? How
20
old
years.
would she be now?
31.
31?
Yeah.
We probably got that photo from her driver's license, so it's probably a pretty recent photo.
She have driver license too?
She must, yeah. Because I'm sure she doesn't have a criminal record. The only way we can get somebody's pictures from their
Yeah,
license
she
or from...
don't have a criminal record.
Yeah. I know you're a grandfather. Did you know that you're a grandfather?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know the child. I think it's a girl.
Pardon me?
I think it's a girl child she has.
You want to see pictures of your grandchildren?
You have it?
I think I might.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, take a look in the surveillance pictures of Candace, see if there's any pictures of his grandchildren. Western Union. Why do
I can't answer not more Western Union.
you don't want to talk about Western
No.
Union? Okay, no problem.
I can't assist you that. Can't answer not more that.
Okay. I just want to know one thing though, and feel free to answer me or not, okay? Who is this person? That's your address there, Pioneer Drive?
No,
C lots?
that's not my address.
No? Okay. Latifah Monroe, is that your wife in Trinidad? Is that the mother of your kids?
No, that is my ex-girlfriend.
Okay. Because you're sending her a lot of money, so I was thinking that maybe it was money for your kids or something, you know? Latifah Monroe. She's an ex-girlfriend of yours? What about this girl here?
I don't want to answer all them kind of things with people.
Look, it's not gonna put you in trouble to tell me who Gillian Andrews is.
No,
Is she-
I can't answer. I can't
Okay,
answer.
fine. I told him those pictures come from Reno Depot and NDG.
Okay.
So at the time Septimus was balding a bit like that?
Yeah.
Losing his hair?
Yeah.
So he's pretty short and stocky guy.
Yeah.
You recognize him on these pictures at the cash?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You see what he's buying?
A ladder, step ladder. Yeah.
Now that you see that, does that juggle your memory
Yes,
at all
yes,
about
yes,
Harrison's place?
yes. He said he used a ladder in the back window.
He used the ladder in the back window?
I think he said he left it behind too. Well, I guess he had no
He
choice.
said he left it behind?
Yeah. I remember.
Why did he leave it behind?
I guess in a hurry.
Okay. Is that something that, as far as you know, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but as far as you know, is that something that he repeated on other events, or as far as you know?
No, as far as I know, I've never known to have like a ladder in his car or his truck.
But you're 100% sure that he told you that at Harrison's place he went in by a window with a ladder and he left the ladder
I left
behind?
the ladder behind, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So again, these are all the pictures from Reno Depot. You remember that jacket at all, the black and red jacket?
No, I don't.
No. I mean, we're talking a number of years ago. 2009 to be specific. Okay, fine. You remember? I'm not going to suggest anything, but do you remember if he stole anything at Harrison's place or what he was looking like?
No. I don't get time, I guess. Once he went there and the guy didn't obey, I don't think he had time. So maybe he said he's right. The guy didn't obey his commands or whatever, attacked him or something of that sort. Yeah.
Was it you that sent him there knowing that
No.
Harrison had money?
No. You know how long I know Harrison?
How does he know Harrison?
He knows Harrison too.
He does?
Oh yeah. Both know Harrison.
From buying and selling vehicles?
Over the years, yeah. Yeah, he lived in Coordinates too. Actually, Harrison was in the garage one day when he was there.
Okay.
Both at the same time.
Okay.
But he knows Harrison.
He knows Harrison?
Oh yeah.
Harrison didn't recognize him, you don't think?
Not with everybody, I don't think. I don't think with everybody. I don't think so. By the time, it was dark too.
So to reiterate my question, do you know, if he got anything at Harrison?
No, I don't know that one.
You don't know?
No.
You don't remember him trying to sell you anything afterwards?
No.
Whatever the case may be?
I don't think he got anything. I'll be surprised.
You don't think he got anything?
I don't think.
What do you think he was looking for when he went there, if you know?
I think that if you went there and rob somebody, you shoot somebody, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. I never asked him if he got anything. I was just kind of, you shoot somebody and that's, you kind of, you know what I mean? He went too far there. You were being is one thing, but going to take somebody's life, right? It's a little different.
So So what did he tell you specifically about Harrison? I mean, about him. How did he resist? Do you remember what he said?
No, he just said he went there and was surprised, and the man ran out there and he was coming towards him, he was advancing on him.
Okay.
And he said he shot him in the gut or whatever. I think the stomach, he said.
In the gut?
I think the stomach, he said, yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to suggest anything again, but I'm going to tell you, because you don't know, I'm going to tell you that he stole jewelry on Det-Sgt, a little bit of jewelry.
Okay.
I'm going to show you pictures of some of the jewelry.
Okay.
I just want you to tell me if he either offered it to you or...
Okay. No.
Never seen
No,
that stuff?
never saw it.
Okay.
And he didn't bring it to me either.
Perfect. So, is there anything else you can tell me about Det-Sgt? What year did it happen about?
Oh boy. All this thing was in the news there when it happened about, like, geez, must be 6 years ago, I guess.
6 years ago, so that would take us to what, 2000 and we're 215 minus 6, 2009?
2009?
In that neck of the woods?
Yeah, something's right there.
Okay. You also spoke before about the one where the guy lost his life.
Yeah, boy.
You know if is that in Montreal? Is it on the South Shore? Is it in Laval? Is it in Brossard?
No, I don't know what happened at all.
You don't know where it happened?
No.
What did he tell you about that one?
Same one, the guy, I believe that one you told me, the guy tried to throw a TV at him, if I'm not mistaken.
Tried to throw a TV?
Is that on a TV or threw something? He tried to throw something at him, I think it was a TV, he said, I could be wrong.
Okay.
And then
Do you know if the guy was French or English, the victim? Did he mention that to you?
No, he didn't say, but I saw the news was French, but he didn't say anything.
Okay, you saw it in the news?
Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
a French name.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a painter, I think. The news was saying.
A painter?
A painter, I think he said.
Okay.
It was a French name, I think.
How long after when you saw it on the news, how long after did he mention to you that it was him?
The next time I saw him, I don't know, it was a day or two after.
What do you say to a guy that tells you something like that?
Fuck, man, I said, well, you kill him, that's no good, man, you can't take someone's life like that, that's, you know what I mean? I'm against that, I said, no, man, you don't do that. He said, oh, the guy attacked me, was there no choice? I said, no, you can't do that, man. You can't shoot people like that. I'm against that, eh? I did my beanies before, but to do a home invasion, you have to be ready to lose your life or take someone's life. That's a whole different thing right now, eh? Beanie and home invasion is two different things for me. So, yeah, I was pretty upset about it. I had to choose, man. Couldn't wait for him to go back home.
Do you know if he got anything at that when he...
No, that one I don't know.
Do you know if anybody was there? Did he mention to you if anybody else was there?
He mentioned somebody was there, but I don't know. He mentioned somebody was there. He did it in front of somebody, could have been his wife. I'm not sure, but he did mention somebody was there.
Okay.
He did mention that.
Do you know if he got anything on that occasion?
On that one, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Did he at any time offer you any jewelry?
Oh yeah.
What kind of jewelry?
I bought a bracelet, gold bracelet. A couple of little, those little stopwatches, jewelry, the bracelet, a coin, a nice United States coin. $10 US piece, Indian, I believe it was. Indian, yeah. That was about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about it, I think. A watch, a couple of watches. Couple of watches.
Any good watches, do you remember?
If you heard, he said that he bought an
Whoever
Indian
makes
head
any
from
of the
you.
watches. But only you know why you did all this stuff. Personally, what I think, I'll tell you what I think. I think that when you came to Canada in 1985, you were stuck in a situation, okay? You didn't speak French, hence your employability level was very low. Because you couldn't get employed, as you stated, because of the French and all that, you were having a lot of problems, financial problems, I'm assuming, because that's the way the ball rolls, okay? So, from the get-go, no job, or little jobs, the French factor, and most importantly for me, this leads to financial hardship. And all this put together, what does that lead to? most important thing for a Christian man, as far as I know, because for me anyway, it's the most important thing, is not being able to provide properly for my kids and my wife. Okay? I think that's how it started in the 1980s, in the early 1980s. After that, nothing changes. It's basically the same problem that you're confronted with, is you have a wife, even if it's a different woman at a different time, you have a wife, and over the years, you come to have 6, 5, 6, 7 kids. Now you have 6 kids right now. One, unfortunately, was deceased. In 2006, 2009, you're still in the same situation. You have kids, you have young kids, you have wives, you can't support them. You need to provide as a good Christian man for your wife and kids. Okay? So what do we see happening? You come back in Canada, 2006, 09, and we see the crime sprees starting over again. What do you do with the money from the crime sprees? You don't go to strippers, you don't get drugged, you don't buy alcohol. What do you do with the money? Like a good father, you take most of that money and you ship it off to Trinidad, Tobago. That's what you do. You don't keep the money for yourself. You send it to your wife and kids in Trinidad, Tobago. That's what you do, because that's the type of guy that you are.